Welcome back to another video. Today we're looking at Bitsong. As always, I am not a financial advisor, can't give you financial advice. You need to do your own thinking. I'm just bringing things to your attention, take them as a learning, look at the protocols if you're interested in them, see how they do in the long run. And yeah, just let's get started. Hit the subscribe button and notification bell if you want to be updated on various protocols like this one and others. And let's look at Bitsong. So first of all, let's go over to CoinMarketCap. Bitsong has been on a tear. So you can see it's been like at 0.011 and now it's at 0.088. So you are looking at an 8x already. So would I be joining this protocol right now? Absolutely not. Okay, I would be having this on the radar because it has an interesting concept. And I would watch it, but I wouldn't just FOMO into it because it's gone up. Okay. Now, when you look at the market cap, it's still a very small market cap of 5.6 million. So I personally believe it has a lot of room to grow. But we don't know when that is going to happen and how quickly or slowly. If you missed the boat on this one, you missed the boat. It's okay. So I'm covering it because I like the concept and because I think it's a good idea to have it on your watch list if there's further pullbacks or whatever. And even if you want to get some exposure, I mean, you can get some exposure there. I just wouldn't put a lot of money into it after it had such a rally. And you can see, I mean, the volume has really just gone up as well here. So we'll see how this whole thing is gonna keep going. You can see where it used to be. This is all the way in April 2021. The highest high here was, what was that, 0.52, something similar here, 0.54. Those are all-time highs. At a 0.08, you're still looking at almost at a 5x or something like that. If you were to return to all-time highs, but we will see how it's gonna keep going. So the Bitsong website is here, enriching the artist and fan relationship. I do believe they have a good value proposition. There are some question marks I personally have, which we will get to. Artists, fans, managers, and labels in one single holistic ecosystem, BTSG. Earn real-time royalties, discover exclusive content, mint and trade fan tokens, buy and sell NFTs. Buy and swap, where you can get it. First text for music fan token. The first music NFTs marketplace. So, I mean, just that, like, I do know that, you know, in the music industry, people who have a loyal fan base, like, they want to create NFTs and their fans want to support them. It could do really well, in my opinion. This is still coming soon, but this is something that I see that, you know, like people buy stuff from their favorite artists, like the CDs, they buy the merchandise, they buy whatever. NFTs could just be another way of doing that, supporting your artist, having collectibles really that could potentially have a good amount of value later on, you know, if the artist passes on or whatever. Every single play, every single time in real time. Bitsong Music Player will operate with a full set of metadata from the start, which means that artists will always receive their royalties due. Now, because it's on the blockchain, it is easy to track everything and to make sure that the artist actually gets paid. That is one of the big plus sides for this protocol. We're back to NFTs. There's various things like you have music, right? Of course, you can buy and collect, sell NFTs of your preferred artist. You have the NFTs, first NFTs music marketplace. You have the tickets, buy tickets paying in BTCG. Now that's a good use case for the token that they have. And it does look to me like the token will be central to the whole platform, which is fantastic because that actually will keep a price demand there. Trading, you can buy and sell fan token and NFTs. Merchandise, exclusive merch, rare items from your favorite artists, polls, be part of decisions, support your favorite artists. Blockchain universe to empower the music industry. So here's a bunch of updates that they have done, February 2022. They have done some testnet stuff, mainnet 2.0 launch. So they're going to have their own network, which you can see in their white paper. We'll have a quick look at that. New wallet app, testnet playground, ERC20 Bitsong mainnet, coin, fan token, module, Sinfonia, DEX. Now, I still need to do the mobile wallet app, NFT module, and NFT marketplace. Here we go. Now, one thing that if this is going to take off, it's going to take off because artists are interested in something like this, and they're going to bring it to their fan base, and there's enough people who are coming to this so that they start to have a big enough user base of fans, and which draws in further artists and music labels and whatnot. So it really kind of starts to have a snowball effect. So that's why I see this one to be kind of set up for potential success, because of the artists being at the heart of it. And I do know that they have been artists in the past who have crowdfunded music and who have done quite well, actually, through this approach. So I do see that this is something that could work. What is a fan token? It's the artist's coin. Artist label can use fan tokens to create their own economy in the Bitsong ecosystem and provide fans with new ways to engage with music. Why should fans buy fan tokens? Artists will use fan tokens to create a compelling engagement offer for fans. You could use your fan tokens to pay for exclusive content or accrue them like loyalty points to earn VIP rewards. Engagement becomes a currency of exchange between musicians and fans who establish a relationship of trust and share in the success of musical projects and products. Then they have artists or record labels, why they should create their own fan tokens. It increases the artist's freedom of expression, and it enables close contact with the fans. And you can independently finance musical projects, acquiring the right notoriety based on the success of brand and songs and being fairly paid for hard work. Yep, so that's that. Let's look at a documentation. What is it? It's a multifunctional blockchain-based ecosystem built to empower the music industry. It unites artists, fans, distributors in an environment where music, merchandise, and fan loyalty are assets of value. Bitsong's decentralized ecosystem of service provides the global music community with a trustless marketplace for music, streaming, fan tokens, and NFTs powered by the BTSG token. So I think you kind of get the idea of what this is, how it is a decentralized version of the music industry, and how it can be quite interesting for artists to get onto this one, because you are to some degree cutting out the intermediary man, and everything is traced on the blockchain. So whatever is being downloaded or streamed or whatever is traced, and you're going to get your royalty from it. Now, this has been around. It was conceived in 2018 by a dev called Angelo Recca. And he has basically created this thing, and he has launched the Bitsong blockchain in August 2020. The Bitsong 2B mainnet went live in October 2021, featuring fan tokens, NFTs, music stream platform, all underpinned by secure, robust, battle test blockchain technology. So this has been around for a little bit. It's not just something that's just popped up. It has been around, and it's been in the works. Now, question, of course, that I have here is, what happened that this is pumping? I am not quite sure. I haven't done the research on that, so you can look at that. This video is going to be released 2 or 3 days from when I'm recording it, so who knows where this thing is going to be. But yeah, so let's look at the very first things. I mean, you have the delegators, validators. If you want to participate basically in the blockchain ecosystem, then that is going to be for you. You have also relayers, which you can further look at that. It gets a bit more technical on all of that. We're gonna be skipping that. There's a white paper which you can find on the website as well. And there's disclaimer, abstract. Our mission is to decentralize the tools that are useful to the music industry by simplifying the bureaucracy so that artists experience a meritocratic, transparent, fast, and free of intermediaries earnings model that favors communication between artists and investors, while giving users a new way to listen to music and be rewarded. So again, that's the central theme for this, and I believe in this idea. That's the reason I'm covering this one here, because I believe that this idea could have traction, because you are getting into a hub where there is already a lot of people following someone and they could get in. Now, I do have one question around that, which I'm unclear about, which is the user friendliness of it. Blockchain technology lacks adoption often because it is not user friendly and it's not easy to integrate in people's lives. And so I wonder how they're going to have gone about in creating the interface with the blockchain, whatever, to make this as seamless and easy to use for someone who's not a blockchain geek. All right, the market, you can look at that one in terms of how big it is. There's various things in the growth that you can see in the music market. It's going to keep growing. That's basically the gist of this one. And there's various regions as well in terms of on the breakdown. So have a look at that if you're interested in it. For me personally, you don't have to look at a market that is growing necessarily. That's not as important as the value proposition to the market that they're bringing. Now, the problem, due to the evolution of the circulation and consumption methods of music, there has been an increase in the bureaucratic and economic complexity of the music sector. It is increasingly characterized by an excess of intermediation and the presence of business models that are non-transparent and disadvantageous for artists. Now, I do believe this is actually the case, which is why I think this one is so good and does have a good amount of potential, because if you're an artist and you have a fan base, you are going to be looking at something like this and thinking, you know what, I'm going to give this a go. For example, the methods of royalty distributions are increasingly complex, inefficient, and unfair. Much of the revenue from streaming services and other digital distribution platform is, in fact, directed to a varied numbers of intermediaries between artists and fans, such as record labels, distributors, and other third parties. This is a big problem, and it is a problem for artists especially, who are the ones who are actually creating the music. Musicians and artists receive only a fraction of the money spent by consumers. Revenue models have changed drastically as well, whereas musicians for years received fixed royalty payments from physical sales and later legal downloads. Streaming platforms use a market share revenue model where artists earn according to the number of streams for their songs in proportion to all the songs streamed on that platform. So that is a very different kind of model, and I think what they are doing here is going back more to the idea of the fixed royalty model rather than, okay, you know, on this platform you are only having a 1% of the total amount that's being streamed on this platform, so you're only going to get 1% of that. The use of social networks, which today represents how artists and musicians reach out to engage with their fans, has increased these disadvantages. Social platforms require artists to depend on ad revenue as their earning model by requiring paid ads to market their music. It's kind of ironic, isn't it? The platform earns both ways, while musicians must take on the added administration and marketing of their social accounts. Their efforts in creating content and managing their channels are not rewarded, either from an economic or reputational point of view. The emphasis within this centralized platform-centric model of music distribution is on platform revenue, then revenue to right holders, like record labels, third parties, then the artists. Furthermore, these platforms make no attempt to help establish any relationship between fans and their favorite artists. On the user side, music fans are forced to juggle in a discontinuous and fragmented way between different platforms for a fee to enjoy music and video content. It goes on. You can look at that one a bit further. I think it's very clear how this thing works and the value proposition they bring. I am all in favor of this one because I see a lot of artists and they really are kind of like a cow where being milked by various producers or whatever, which is kind of sad because they are the ones who are bringing the creativity and the uniqueness into this. And so they should get a bigger cut than what they're getting. Bitsong is a distributed open source permissionless music ecosystem conceived in December 2017. The objective is to create a decentralized and trustless hub that advantageously interacts with various market players of the music industry. It's not just a streaming platform, it's a decentralized system of services supporting an active community of artists, music providers, fans, and investors. So Bitsong is usable from any smart device and places artists and listeners as the main protagonist, eliminating costly intermediaries and giving musicians higher level control over their music-based revenue. They can also upload the metadata on their musical works independently or through music providers and then start earning immediately. All right, let's go down over the IPFS network. All right, this was way they want to cut down on piracy. Though I'm not sure. I mean, the whole thing with piracy is it's going to be happening outside of, whatever this system is creating. So I'm not sure. I mean, you are probably going to have people who are very loyal and who want to do this, but you're gonna have those kind of copyright issues and people distributing stuff without that. I mean, I'm not really sure how they would be doing that. All right, so metadata, you can look at that. There's a whole mess with metadata in the music industry. I wasn't aware of that. I don't think it's hugely important right now, but it does play into a whole royalty and getting paid and lack of payment because of that metadata lacking and whatnot. So you can look at that. That's a whole bunch of things. And then we go into the validator, delegator, and all that. That's the proof of stake. This is the blockchain part. If you're new to crypto, you should definitely look at that, get a bit of an information on how this works, so you have an idea about that. Then there's various risk factors, which we can skip right through. I think we have covered pretty much the biggest amount for this protocol. Fees, that's for the blockchain. Here we go. That's important. Token distribution. Crowdfunding 50%, team 20%, reserve fund 15%, marketing partnership was 7%, advisors 5%, bounty contest 2%, and airdrop contest 1%. I don't see anything really too wrong with this one. Tender mint, IVC. Yep. NFTs and whatnot, fan tokens. So yeah, you can look at this a bit more closely if you are interested in it on those various things. You can see them on their website. As I say, like I'm covering this one for the following reason. I believe in it. I believe that artists could be jumping on it. Artists have a wide reach. If they are jumping on it, they can have a wide user base, and this thing could really start taking off because there's enough users on it and enough interest in it and enough artists who might be wanting to flock to it because there's an ecosystem that's starting to be built and an audience that they can reach. So I see a lot of potential in it, but it can also go south and it cannot really take off. People not really taking to it, not liking it, having trouble with the blockchain, not having a proper adoption. These are the risks that you're running with it. Let me know in the comments your thoughts around it. Are you in it? Are you getting into it? I'm not getting into it right now because of that huge pump that you're seeing right now. So we will see where this is going to go. I still think that you want to keep an eye on it, see how it's going to play out, because you're going to be learning. Next time you're going to see an opportunity, you will be able to spot it more easily because you have kept tabs on a project like this one, for example. So anyways, hit the subscribe button and notification bell if you want to be informed on projects like this. And I wish you a beautiful day. Take care.